Singh Pradhan. Let's begin with the top stories this hour. Nepal abstains voting at the UN's resolution of the human rights violation of the Rohingya Muslims of Myanmar. Decision criticized by diplomats and human rights campaigners. Government's decision on the services and facilities provided to the President and Vice President draw controversy. The government starts distribution of national identity cards from Panchthar district, only the information on citizenships card included. And the Netherlands makes it to the semi-finals of the UEFA Nations League following a thrilling draw against Germany.
Shivam Cement. Shubha Arambha Shivam Sanga.
जब स्टैमिना धेरै हुन्छ कुनै च्यालेन्ज ठुलो हुँदैन बूस्ट यसमा छ प्रोटिन एनर्जी रिच सिरियल्स र न्यूट्रिएन्ट्स जसले बढाउँछ 3 गुना बढी स्टैमिना
बूस्ट इज द सिक्रेट अफ आवर एनर्जी
सर्वोत्तम सिमेन्ट मजबुत घर साथै उपहार अब सर्वोत्तम सिमेन्टको प्रत्येक 50 बोराको खरिदमा कुपन स्क्रैच गरी पाउनुहोस् 100 तोलासम्मको सुन 24 इन्चदेखि 65 इन्चसम्मको एलईडी टिभी पावर ब्याङ्कका साथै अन्य थुप्रै आकर्षक उपहारहरू सर्वोत्तम सिमेन्ट सर्वोत्तम मजबुती
बच्चाहरुमा बढ्ने भोक त्यसबेला जाग्छ जब उनीहरुलाई पूरा पोषण मिल्छ तर एक रिसर्चले भने अनुसार 10 मध्येमा 9 बच्चाहरुको खानामा जरुरी पोषक तत्वको कमी हुन सक्छ
त्यसैले खानाको साथमा मेरो हर्लिक्स यसको पोषणले बच्चाहरुलाई बनाउँछ टलर स्ट्रङ्गर शार्पर
यो मेरो फेभरेट किताब हो कथा पनि धेरै राम्रो छ
मोनी तपाई प्रिन्सेस जस्तै देखिनुहुन्छ
साच्चै
अफ कोर्स कति राम्री एकदमै प्रिन्सेस जस्तै
मतलब मात्र सुन्दर देखिन्छु
यति सुन्दर स्किन कसरी
केयर त गर्नै पर्छ राइट यो हेर म केवल नेचुरल चीजहरु प्रयोग गर्छु जस्तो कि मह र बदाम जसले डीप मोइस्चराइज गरेर स्किनलाई प्रोटेक्ट गर्छ र दिन्छ एडभान्स पोषण यो सबै म पाउँछु जय हनी एन्ड आमन्ड नरिशिङ बडी लोशनबाट अनि लुक्स मात्र हैन पोषण पनि जरुरी हुन्छ
वाउ तपाईलाई यति धेरै नलेज छ
अनि म केवल सुन्दर हुन सक्छु समझदार होइन
होइन मतलब
जय ब्युटिफुल बाइ नेचर
दीपक जी यो के मेकअप गरे घर रंगाउँदै छु घर भारी धुलो दिमाग खराब
दीपक जी यस दशैं बर्जर पेन्टले घर रंगाउनुहोस् र साथसाथै 100 स्क्वायर फिटको डिजाइनर वाल सित्तैमा पाउनुहोस् घरको शानदार फोटो अपलोड गरी लाखौंको नगद पुरस्कार जित्नुहोस् बर्जर पेन्ट एक्सप्रेस
मेरो टार्गेट स्कुल च्याम्प बन्ने
मेरो उद्देश्य लाइफमा प्रमोसन पाउनु
मेरो चाहना यो रानीलाई मेरी बनाउनु हो
म चाहिँ यिनीहरूलाई चाँडै हुर्किएको हेर्न चाहन्छु
मेरो चाहना मेरो परिवारको इच्छा पूरा गर्नु हो म दिन्छु विवा मेरो परिवारलाई हरेक दिन
मेरो आमा नै मेरो सबै थोक हुन्
विवा शुभ दिनको सुरुवात
सेन्सिटिभिटी एक यस्तो चीज हो जुन चिसो तातो गुलियो अमिलो खाँदा तपाईलाई एक सेन्सेसन हुन्छ त्यसैले हामी भन्छौं सेन्सोडाइन दिनको 2 पल्ट लगातार प्रयोग गर्नुहोस् सेन्सोडाइन दाँतको जरासम्म गएर नसालाई आराम दिन्छ र तपाई आफ्नो सबै मनपर्ने चीजहरू चिसो तातो सबै कुरा खान पिउन सक्नुहुन्छ बिना कुनै रोकटोक
अब 130 ग्राम सेन्सोडाइन टुथपेस्टमा पाउनुहोस् सेन्सोडाइन एक्सपर्ट टुथब्रश सित्तैमा
मेरो ध्रुव मेरो क्लासमा सधैँ म भन्दा अगाडि यो हेर 1 10 भेरी स्मार्ट अनि कलर ऑरेंज
ब्लू पर्पल रेनबो
वाउ
90% ब्रेन कनेक्शन्स 6 वर्षको उमेरसम्म बनिसक्छ त्यसैले यो उमेरको लागि उसलाई चाहिन्छ स्पेशलाइज्ड न्युट्रिसन जुनियर हॉर्लिक्स यसमा छ DHA र स्मार्ट न्युट्रिएन्ट्स जसले ब्रेन डेभलपमेन्टमा मद्दत गर्छ पिउ फिनिश जुनियर हॉर्लिक्स सही ग्रोथको सही सुरुवात
शिवम सिमेन्ट शुभ आरम्भ शिवम सँग
Nepal, an elected member of the United Nations Human Rights Council, has abstained from voting at the UN's resolution on the human rights violation of the Rohingya Muslims of Myanmar. Nepal was among the 26 countries that abstained the voting during a committee meeting of the UN General Assembly. The voting was held at the United Nations headquarters in New York to draw global attention towards what is labeled as ethnic cleansing and violation of human rights. Nepal's decision to stand neutral over the issue has been criticized by diplomats and human rights campaigners. According to the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, more than 720,000 Rohingya Muslims have fled from Rakhine state to neighboring Bangladesh since the latest round of violence erupted in August last year. Nepal's silence towards the motion has raised questions on its stance on the human rights, which adds to the country's struggle to provide justice to the insurgency period victims and other victims of inhuman crime. Out of 193 member nations, 142 voted in favor of the resolution while 10 stood against it. Nepal and India were among the 26 nations that abstained the voting. However, Nepal did stress at the meeting that the displaced people have the right to return home. The government's decisions on the services and facilities provided to the President and the Vice President have drawn these ceremonial but reputed figures into controversy lately. The expenses so far and the ones that the government is preparing to make in the near future has shown the government's immaturity and weak management. The Sital Niwas in Maharajganj has been used as the residence for the president since the fall of the monarchy in 2008. Since then, a separate, well-facilitated building has also been constructed within the premises at an investment of over 600 million rupees. The government has now decided to remove the police training academy nearby in order to expand the president's office, which has met with widespread criticism. Likewise, the government has also decided to spend 180 million rupees to procure new vehicles for the president. Likewise, the government has also decided to displace the Social Welfare Council to establish a well-facilitated residence and office for the Vice President. While the government has the authority to decide on the management of the facilities and services for the President and the Vice President, decisions like these raise questions on the integrity of prestigious officials and their extravagant behavior while sending a negative message to the public. And we'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. The government has started distributing national identity cards 8 years after it came up with the concept. The National Identity Card Management Center under the Home Ministry has started distributing the cards from Pasthar district. The cards for the time being will only have details of the citizenship. However, the center plans to eventually store information like an individual's birth registration, educational qualification, public service, driving license and registration of immovable properties, among others, through a chip embedded in the card. The National Identity Card is expected to relieve the public from having to carry different documents and certificates. The National Identity Card Management Center had collected details of 72,000 citizens from its Pasthar unit and 3,500 government officials. The center has planned to distribute national identity cards to the 110,000 residents of Pasthar district and 7,000 government officials through various stages and to all the citizens within the next 3 years. The World Bank has provided a financial loan of 550 million rupees in the first stage to print the cards. The 3-day Assembly of 6th Global Campaign for Education had concluded recently. Education campaigners and youth advocates from several nations discussed the need for reforms in public education system to attain overall justice, equity and inclusiveness. We have a report.
Million students enrolled for primary school education. 10 years later, this year, as seen in the results of SEE, only 400,000 students managed to clear the exams. This clearly shows 1 million students who either did not clear the tests or did not appear for the exams.
The degrading quality of public education is by many considered as one of the top reasons behind high dropout ratio and low literacy rate in Nepal. Lack of qualified teachers and sufficient budget allocation by the government. It has made education otherwise considered a fundamental right, a luxury for most.
हामी करिब करिब 98% बालबालिका विद्यालयको हाताभित्र रहेको अवस्थामा पुगेका छौँ। तर हाम्रो गुणस्तरको विषयमा चाहिँ धेरै प्रश्नहरू रहेका छन् र सँगसँगै विद्यालयभित्र छिरेका बालबालिकाहरूलाई कसरी टिकाउने र तिनीहरूको सिकाइ उपलब्धिलाई कसरी बढाउने भन्ने चुनौतीहरू नेपालको विद्यालय शिक्षामा एभरेजमा 40% भन्दा तल आम विद्यार्थीहरूको सिकाइ उपलब्धि दर छ भने अर्कोतिर हाम्रो बिचैमा विद्यालय छाड्ने विद्यार्थीहरूको दर चाहिँ ड्रप आउट इस्यु चाहिँ एकदमै डरलाग्दो अवस्था।
Based on 2016 data of UNESCO Institute for Statistics, 263 million children, adolescents and youth are still out of school. Although a flash report published earlier this year by Nepal government says 97.6% of the children of school-going age in the country have access to education, it still leaves around 100,000 students out of the bracket. At the 6th Global Campaign for Education World Assembly, campaigners from more than 100 countries urged the government to fulfill its commitment for free and quality public education.
We should increase the budget to education. It is not enough to say 20% even from the government budget. You need to put more.
At the moment, the government in Nepal spends about 10% of the national budget on education, and the international benchmark is 20%.
An estimated 750 million adults globally, 2/3 of them women, lack basic reading and writing skills. While there are countries that invest 20% of their budget for education, the Nepal government has only allocated 10% this fiscal year, which campaigners believe needs to change. According to a report, Nepal is short of 54,000 teachers at public education at the moment. In order to uplift the quality of public education and ensure equality, justice, and inclusion, it is imperative on the part of the government to manage the required human resources well and allocate sufficient budget for the sector.
Stakeholders globally and even in Nepal have been demanding for a change in the quality of public education for years now. However, seriousness on part of the political leaders and the government is still due. With Sam Shrestha on camera, Sarah Sapsanama, Kantipur TV, Kathmandu.
The 22-kilometer road section is starting from Nepalganj to Sima Jamuna, which used to be just one lane, is now converted to 4 lanes. However, the road section is becoming narrower even after its broadening. There are no traffic rules applied here, nor does anyone follow traffic rules along this road section. In such an unmanaged environment, the chances of road accidents are increasing by the day. And in this context, we had asked the pedestrians, vehicle drivers and the locals of Nepalganj, how can the traffic rules be implemented effectively at this road section? Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Public voice.
तार लेन बनाएपछि जन जता पाए त्यतै पार्किङ गर्ने अनि अटो रिक्साहरू गाडीहरू कारहरू बाइकहरू अनियमित रूपमा चलाउने डाइरेक्सन चेन्ज गरेर चलाउने उल्टो चलाउने गरेको कारणले पनि ट्राफिक धेरै गाह्रो भइरहेछ।
ट्राफिक नियम बारेमा केही जनचेतनै छैन। अस्ताजन्द आउँछ बिच ठाउँबाट बाटो मोड्दिराखेको हुन्छ, बाइकहरू स्पिडले आइरहेको हुन्छ अनि त्यही भएर दुर्घटनामा एकदमै बढिरहेको।
हर्न पनि बजाउन पाउने भन्ने छ हैन। अब ठाउँ-ठाउँमा अब मान्छेहरूले हर्न बजाउँदाखेरि त सुनिरहेका छैनन्, अब नबजाउँदाखेरि झन् अप्ठ्यारो भइरहेछ।
चलाउने पनि अनियन्त्रित तरिकाले चलाइरहेका छन् र कतिपय पब्लिकलाई पनि यो ट्राफिक रुल थाहा नभएको जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई त यहाँ नेपालगञ्जमा पनि।
ट्राफिकहरुको केही वास्ता पनि छैन। यहाँ अब बाइक चलाउने पनि त्यस्तै छ, सबै यो पार्किङ हेर्नु नि यो सबै यो रोड व्यस्त रोडमा अब यस्तै राख्ने हैन नि त।
जेब्रा क्रसिङबाट हिँड भनेर ट्राफिकले संकेत दिने भनी बाटो काट्न सजिलो हुन्थ्यो। चोकहरुमा ट्राफिकहरु त्यति देखिदैनन्, एक्सिडेन्ट भएपछि मात्र ट्राफिकहरु आउँछन्।
ट्राफिक नियमको पालना गर्ने मान्छेहरु कमै नै भेटिन्छन्, त्यसैले ट्राफिक नियमको पालना गरे नि दुर्घटनाहरुलाई जोगाउन सकिन्छ।
लथालिङ्ग छ, गाडी जहाँ पनि रोकेको छ, मोटरसाइकलहरु जहाँ पनि रोकेको छ, लथालिङ्ग के व्यवस्थापनै छैन। जुन जिम्मेवारी निकायले जिम्मेवारी उले चाहिँ यसलाई उ गर्नै सकेको छैन।
And it's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where it texts us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, who do you think is responsible to explain the ongoing controversy on the residence and other services for the President and the Vice President? Your options are A, Government, B, Office of the President, and C, both. The voting for the question is on. Type NWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And now time for sports update.
Sports News.
Netherlands advanced to the semi-finals of the UEFA Nations League following a thrilling 2-2 draw against Germany. In the match played last night, Netherlands had to crawl back into the match after a 2-goal deficit. Germany took the lead early in the match through a goal by Timo Werner. Leroy Sané doubled the lead for Germany in the 19th minute. However, Netherlands made a dramatic comeback into the match with 5 minutes of regulation time remaining. Kinsey Promes reduced the deficit for the Dutch side in the 85th minute. This was followed by the 98th minute equalizer by Van Dijk. Meanwhile, Thomas Müller came as substitute in the second half to earn his 100th cap for Germany. Team Netherlands qualified for the final round with 7 points from 4 matches. World champions France also have 7 points but placed second on head-to-head. England, Switzerland and Portugal have already advanced to the semi-finals as group winners. And back home, Himalayan Sherpa Club and Armed Police Force registered their first wins at the Martyrs Memorial A Division League, while Sankata blanked Jolakal Youth Club 2-0. In the first match played at the Enfa complex at Sadaba to Lalitpur, Sankata were reduced to 10 men after Maxwell received a red card in the 18th minute of the match. The 10-man Sankata club finally took a 1-0 lead after Cedric Awale scored a goal in the 57th minute. Cedric doubled Sankata's lead in the 85th minute through a brilliant free kick and sealed Sankata's 2-0 win over Jolakal. Sankata Club have secured 6 points from 2 matches, while Jolakal Youth Club have lost both of the matches played so far. In the second match played at the Enfa complex yesterday, Pravin Siangtang's extra-time goal in the dying minutes of the match gave APF their first win of the tournament, defeating Friends Club 1-0. The strike by APF's Rup Bahadur Lama in the 13th minute was well saved by Friends Club's Bangladeshi goalkeeper Mohammad Nurul Karim. After a mistake from the Friends Club defense, Pravin Siangtan missed a one-on-one chance to score in the 57th minute. Pravin Siangtan's exciting injury time goal gave APF an important win and a total of 4 points from 2 matches. Meanwhile, Friends Club have suffered the consecutive second loss in another match played at Halchowk yesterday. Himalayan Sherpa Club blanked Saraswati Youth Club 1-0. Biswas Shrestha scored the decisive goal in Himalayan Sherpa's win. Himalayan Sherpa Club have secured 4 points from 2 matches, while Saraswati Club are still winless. And before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Nepal abstains voting at the UN's resolution on the human rights violation of the Rohingya Muslims of Myanmar. Decision criticized by diplomats and human rights campaigners. Government's decisions on the services and facilities provided to the President and Vice President draw controversy. The government started distribution of national identity cards from Pastor district, only the information and citizenship card included. And the Netherlands makes it to the semi-finals of the UEFA Nations League following a thrilling draw against Germany. And those were our latest headlines. Stay with us for more news and entertainment on KTVSD. Good day.